Hey, what up, you guys? This is your girl, Qadriyyah Marie. I'm here doing my Scholar Talk tonight, as usual. Well, I don't want to say as usual, but I'm definitely going to be back as usual doing my Scholar Talks. I'm actually in another room. Usually, as you guys know, I always have my Scholar Talk in the background, but I actually have better service in this room than I do in the other room, so that's why I'm here. I still have one of my Scholar Media logos in the back, so I'm still trying to represent. It's wrinkled because I never use it because I always use the bigger one. But I'm still here. I still got my Scholar Media going on. But like I said, I'm just here tonight. What's up, you guys? Thank you guys for joining. I'm just in this room instead because I have better Wi-Fi in this room than I do in my office where I usually do my Scholar Talks. What's up, you guys? I hope everybody had a wonderful Monday and continuing to have a wonderful Monday. What's up? What's up? What's up, Jeff? How you doing, my brother? So I'm here, as you guys see. I'm going to keep moving this until I get it together. I'm not used to doing it here, so I'm trying to get myself right. What's up, Paul? Thank you guys again for joining this evening. So I'm back with my Scholar Talk. So I'm here reading you guys' comments and whatnot. I appreciate you guys. What's up, Sienna? What's up? What's up? What's up, Payday? Thank you, brother, for joining. So you guys see my topic for tonight. Again, like I said, I'm just in this room because the Wi-Fi service is better. My other room, my office room, everything was getting all mixed up, and I ain't all that technological and stuff. So I said, let me just go somewhere where I know where, what I'm doing, basically. So as you guys, like I said, you see my topic for tonight. Would you marry someone who, whose occupation basically, brought them more money, or they're more wealthy, but they're never home? Or would you rather someone, who made less money and they're always there for you? That's something, I've been hearing people talk quite a bit about lately, so I just wanted to know what you guys thought about it. I'll share what I think after I see some of you guys start to post about it. I just thought it was, interesting, topic, because people tend to discuss occupation a bit amongst their friends, and of course now, on Facebook, you have everybody has their own opinions. I feel like my head looks mad big on this screen right now. And I have like a peanut, size head, so I'm wondering why my head looks so big on here. But I hope everybody, like I said, had, a great weekend, by the way, as well as a great Monday. I know most of us, had to go to work today, and, we were still just getting over, that second nor'easter. I don't even remember what happened when we had the first winter storm. My mom was like, Qadriyyah, we just had a storm before the last one. I'm like, I don't know, I'd be all over the place. Now we're actually preparing tonight for a third storm that's supposed to be coming. I think I'm gonna let me do this. It's better if I just hold it, because I have my phone in this little container, and it's like I can't even see myself. I can't see y'all, and it's important for me to see you guys on here. So again, I got my little Scholar Media logo, still trying to represent in the back. Usually I'm in my office, but I had to switch up so I can, see you guys, and you guys can hear me a little clearer tonight. Thank you, Mom, for joining. I appreciate everybody that's coming on. What's up, Tom? What's up, Brett, Dante, everybody that's joining. I'm feeling very blessed. I enjoyed myself this weekend. So I'm always trying to, motivate others, through myself, through my own actions. I know people, are heavily influenced by others in your life, and I think that's, a good thing. Usually it's supposed to be, a good thing. The people around you should influence you to do better, not the other way around. But again, hey, what's up? What's up? Payday says, I believe it's okay if they're never home, as long as it's strictly business, because the hard work will pay off in the end for both. Yeah, that's right, true. But what happens, Payday, if the person is gone, 6 out of 7 days, out the week for, say, 3, 4, 6 months on? Would you be okay if you barely got to see them, if ever? If like the only way you had to communicate with them was like us right now, video chats or on the phone? Would you be okay with that? And that's, to me, that's kind of excuse me. To me, that's kind of tough because it's just like, I'm one of those people, I like connections and I like having, the person there. So it's just like, I don't know. I need to reword this question I posed tonight, because it can be a mix of both. You may want somebody, who doesn't have money or whatever, and they're still away. So it's like, you really, it's really hard, especially when it comes to relationships. What do you want most? That's what it is. What's most important? Do you want the person to be there, or you don't want them to be there, or is it all just about, money? I hear that, quite a bit, where, people will marry someone just based on the fact that they got tired of dating, poor, broke, whatever you want to call it, people, men and women alike. And, now they just decided, I'm just going to marry somebody, who has money, who can help me out now, instead of me trying to help bring up somebody else. So instead of, dating someone that they actually might have true, genuine feelings for, they'll choose the person, who has, the most money, even though that person, may not be there for them. The person, they may not have no connection or whatever, with them. They'll stick around with that person just because, the person has money, and they don't want to deal with being with, like I said, a broke or poor person anymore. So it's really tough. Like, I think that really comes, based on, life experiences. A lot of us, especially women, we'll date someone based on how we actually feel about them, when we're younger. And then a lot of women, unfortunately, after being hurt, so many times, they'll just say, and I've heard this a lot, I'm quite, Qadriyyah, I'm not dating, for love anymore, or marrying for love. I'm just gonna marry for money. So I hear a lot of that. So a lot of these women nowadays, they may not really care if you're at home, if you're out, doing, so long as you're bringing in the money. What's up, D. Jamal? He says, what if they work a lot, come home late, and leave early in the morning? Yeah, I guess that's acceptable too. But again, it really depends, I think, on the relationship. As, he was mentioning, earlier, it's really depends on, I think, the two people. Because like I said, I'm one of those people, I get very attached. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. And I might be the one in that position where I'm coming home late and leaving early in the morning. But I know because you're doing that, I'm sure. He says, it's tough, but I've been there and done that. She was a flight attendant. Oh, wow. Yeah. I was actually thinking of doing that myself years ago, the flight attendant thing. But I don't know. After this, I'm like, I don't know. I thought about it, not just being up in the sky and, all what that can mean, but just knowing that I may not be around, a significant other that much. But, I'm sure she got paid well and whatnot. What's up? Thank you guys again for joining. You guys can feel free to share your opinion. I'm in my living room this time, represent for Scholar Media, because I have better Wi-Fi service here than I do in my office. But I feel really funny being in this room instead of the other room. But it's okay. I'm still talking to you guys. I'm still getting the word out. So again, excuse me, you guys can see, what question I have posed tonight. Would you marry someone, with more money or more wealth who's never home, or would you rather someone with less money or less wealth who, who's always there, who's always home? And I think people have a varied amount of opinions on what, they think is best. For me, it's probably really a mix of both. Y'all know I ain't right though. Bryce Aaron, what's up? Thank you. I haven't seen you in here a long time. I haven't seen you online in a while. But he says, love is love. I'll take one night. Lord have mercy. I figured he would say something like that. D. Jamal says, one question, do they have kids? See, it's hard for me to go into that too. Obviously, I don't have any children. But that would be a whole different, I think, element, because, you still have people out here who, you still have to work whether you have kids or not. So regardless of what your occupation is, whether you're, rich or poor, you still have to go out. But for me, personally, this is one of my missions. I figured, whenever I do have children, I do want to be able to be home. I don't necessarily want to always be out, working. What's up, Kathy? Thank you for joining. I wouldn't want to always be out, in the street, having to make money. I want to figure out a way now, where I'm able to make money and still be at home. So that's for me. But I know, everybody's, situation is different and stuff. Jamal says that they have kids. I would say no. Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. But again, like I said, it really depends on, two people. Do both people have to work? A lot of times that situation too, obviously comes up where you have a couple where they're both out, making all this, good money, yet they're never home for anybody. They're not home for each other, and they're not home for their kids. So that's really tough, situation as well, because it's like how important is making money. Is money the most important priority? Obviously it shouldn't be, but the situations and things that people are in now, if you don't have no money, you can't really do much. Your ass is just sitting, especially if you have children. Obviously, you have more than, yourself to worry about. And that's really, like I said, tough for people, because now you have a whole different, person to worry about. It can't be, it can't be all about you. And that's something that I'm going to have to deal with if I ever, be blessed, to be a mother. Because right now my priority is just on trying to make money. Right now I'm single, so I can, I can go out, be out all night and then come home and then leave early, because it's just me. It's just me and my cat. As long as my cat, got her food and water and stuff, it's okay. So I can come in and out as much as I want. But, obviously if I have a spouse here and a child, I may not be able to do all these things that, I'm able to do now, or that I'm planning to do in the near future. So I would have to think about that, myself. And like I said, I wouldn't personally want to have to go and leave and be out, all different, hours, more than a typical, 8-hour workday. I wouldn't want to, no matter how much, money that I'm getting. So I don't know how a lot of, these celebrities, that, with money and fame, how they're able to do that. They're okay with just leaving the child, with the nanny for, 15, 16 hours a day. I don't know if I can do that personally. So Price Aaron, let me see. I don't want to miss what you got. He says, honestly, long-term goals would have to be reached both instances. Home, I'm guessing, dope, raised family. On the road, I hope we are retiring together at a young age. Yeah, I agree with you as well. It's really tough to say until you're actually in the situation, I know. What's up, Cynthia? Jamal says, I'm married for love and fun. And see, that's what you're supposed to do, but it's just like, not everybody is blessed to, to have that. But that's what I would want as well, and not have it be based on love or money. And I think that's where a lot of people are heading now, because like I said, I hear a lot of people say, especially, of course, women, I hear a lot of, women say that they have to marry, for money now. So in their minds, they're actually not even concerned as much if, their husband is at home. Their concern is just to make sure that, the bills is paid, and, the kids, and unfortunately you have some women who or, want to make sure that they got the newest, shoes and purse as well. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those women. I like, okay, let's make sure, the house and everything, the kids and all that is taken care of. And then if we have a little extra, then yeah, we can do other things. But I don't be shopping like that. I like to put my money away. When I get a little something, even $5, I like to put my little money to the side for emergency funds and whatnot. So for me personally, I don't know if I could just marry, just solely for money. And like I said, for me, I like having, the person there. Jamal said, I'm poor but not struggling. The best thing is teamwork. We get it done. Yeah, I know y'all do. I be seeing all those pictures of you guys, and I'm like, oh, they really do have it, together. But I think that's important too, not to necessarily, be poor. I think everybody's going to do some type of, struggle, nowadays. And as you said, teamwork. What's up, cuz? What's up, Tiana? Like you said, teamwork is really important. And I think that's what people are lacking, whether you're married or not, just in relationship, everybody, not everybody, my throat getting dry. I got my little water I'm supposed to be drinking, but I'm busy talking to you guys. But you have couples now where you have one person that's doing everything, and that shouldn't be the case. It should be a situation where both people, are working together, so it's not so much pressure, just on one person, financially to do everything. Because when that happens, the person who's taking on all the financial burden, they're they're not going to want to continue doing that for so long. Eventually, they're going to be like, you know what, I need to move on to somebody that has something that can help, like I said earlier, lift me up, help hold me up. You know, and that's what makes people, like I said, life experiences can make people, you know, change their mind. Somebody could be in love with somebody who doesn't have money, but how long can you, you know, stick around with somebody who's not trying to, you know, do more, who's not trying to help, who's not being part of, you know, the team? And that's what I think is really important. One person can't be doing, you know, everything. You know, even if you're making, you know, a lot of money, I don't think the one wealthy person in a relationship is always going to want to be the person taking care of everything. I don't care if it's a man, woman, out, transgender, or whatever. I don't think one person wants to take on that responsibility, and I wouldn't want to give somebody just that 100%, you know, responsibility of being in, you know, control of the money, because people really do, you know, take advantage of that if they feel like they control, you know, all of, you know, the finances in the household. I don't think that's ever, you know, a good situation. What's up, cuz? Tiana, she says, I'm just tuning in, but if we're talking about our age bracket, both parties should be working. We are still young. What are your ambitions? Teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, I definitely agree, especially like you said, in our age bracket in your 30s. Well, I was about to say 22, but but you know, in our age bracket, you know, the 30s era, you definitely do both need to be working. But some people, even, you know, in our age bracket, I hear people saying, you know, he has to have money now. I can't be with somebody who doesn't make, you know, 80K or whatever, or going, you know, on up. Which is, you know, yes, you do have, you know, people obviously, you know, 30 years old who are making good money. But is that, you know, necessarily a reason to eliminate somebody who's only making, you know, say 40K a year? Do you just eliminate that person as a potential mate just because they're not making 80, 90, 100K a year, something that you feel is better, you know, suited for you and, you know, in a relationship? D. Jamal says, okay, here's a good one. You meet a man who makes more than enough money and works in DC. He says, I want you to both be here and there. You know, it's odd because I'm kind of dealing with stuff like that now myself, and I'm trying to still think what I'm going to do if I'm ever forced to. I don't want to say forced, but if I ever get into that situation, you know, myself. So, you know, I'm one of those people that wherever I move to, I'll probably find some type of way, or I will find some type of way to make it, still find some type of way to make money, still find some type of way, you know, to do media and writing, especially in DC. So DC, you know, is a political, you know, city. So I definitely have, you know, a lot of coverage and ways to make money. That actually might be a smart move someday, but it's really expensive down in DC. You know, I thought Jersey was high, but DC, man, be having some crazy amounts of rent, you know, that you got to put up. Tiana says, eventually whoever's carrying the load will eventually get, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, because you don't want it to be where it's just one person that's feeling like they're carrying everything, because that's when things, I think, start to go downhill. You don't want to be the person who's always, you know, always paying, and then you start to feel like you're being taken advantage of. You actually could be in a loving relationship, but if you're always the one paying, and I've seen this happen with people, they start to feel like the other person is not putting in their efforts, so the person is taking advantage of them, and that's when, you know, things, you know, start to happen. And, you know, of course, lack of communication, all those things that happen, they're not talking to each other about the situation, and one person's just holding in all these emotions, the fact that they're taking care of everything, and they feel like they're not getting help from the other person, and they take it out on that person, or they tell everybody else and accept that one person, and then next thing you know, people are, you know, divorcing over something silly. What's up, Sierra? Thank you, honey. Thank you for saying that. I gotta get them accessories too. Trying to get like you. I still got your link, by the way, so I am thinking about it. Deanna says, to answer Jamal, if I'm in love, I will travel to both places. I don't believe in dropping my life for a man because he makes great money. Yeah, I agree with that. That's definitely true. And I would do that as well, you know, travel between, you know, both places. But I feel like if there's better opportunity, you know, where he is, then why not take, the chance and go with him, especially if he's doing well down there. If there's no need for me to be going, back and forth, between Jersey or DC or, wherever, I might just, take my little leap of faith and just head out, where he is. Sierra said we have to talk again about the extra stream opportunity I was talking to you about, sis. Yeah, you always thinking of some ways. You're just like me, always thinking of ways to make more money. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. You almost in a way want somebody who's going to, be ambitious as well, so that you're not in this type of situation where you're deciding, do you want to be with somebody who has more or less? You really want to be, at least for me, with somebody who's at least putting some effort in. You don't necessarily have to be rich, but at least obviously put some type of effort in, to have more, so that we can have, more together. And also, not just, the money, the money making part of it, but thinking of ways that we can do it together. And, I know that might be asking a lot, wanting to, make all this money and still have time, for each other. But I still think making the time for each other is very important, no matter, how ambitious you are, how much money you want to make. I think that's still important, that you guys actually do things together. And that's what I always said I want. And I know Sierra, it's like that with you and your husband, trying to do what you guys want to do, but doing it, together as a team. And I think that's important. Sierra says weight should be even out so that the person doesn't burn out. It's important to care about the person's well-being in that way as well. Yeah, I definitely, agree with that. It's definitely, a real balance. And like I said, I've heard stories of people getting burnt out because they were the ones taking on, 100% of, the household finances, from the bills to so many different things. And when I hear that, I'm like, wow, why is the other person not doing their share? And of course, you're only hearing one side, of the story. You're not hearing necessarily what's going on from the other person's perspective. But I definitely understand how that is if you feel like you're always, paying. You're always, even on a dating level, not necessarily married, but if you're going out on dates and you're always paying, I don't necessarily think that's fair either. I love to go out to eat and I love to be taken out to eat and whatnot, but I'm not going to sit there, 10 dates go by and I'm sitting up there not paying nothing. Like, to me, that don't make no sense. Like, I wouldn't even want to be with me if I was the type of woman to do that. Just every time we go out, I'm never offering or anything, and it's like I said, 10 dates, and I'm still, holding my pockets and all that stuff. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of it being where a man is always, responsible for everything. I feel like even if he's making more money, I still wouldn't want him to feel like, everything, the burden is on him. Even if he were to be like, this is what I want to do, I don't want you paying for anything. Knowing how I am, my stubbornness, I'll still be like, well, at least let me do something. Let me just put $5 in something. I still got to feel like, I'm contributing to the relationship, and I don't want him to feel like it's just so much on him. Whereas if something happens, he's unfortunately, not able to work or make money, I don't want him worrying that, she can't do it, for us. She can't help. I have to be able to, help out, as well. Jamal says, what if you married to him and he is in politics? Some women can accept like that. Nah, I ain't doing that. I'm not. For me, I can't deal with that. I gotta deal with, regular schmo Joe out here. I can't deal with no politician and all like that. Tiana says, if we're married and he's in politics, I'm going to support him. See, I don't know if I can do that, because it's that, that political life, that is something else. I know we're all thinking of, Michelle, and Obama, but I don't know. I feel like they just, one, lucky example of that. I don't know if I can personally do that myself, though. To be honest, there are women really like that, though, the sad truth. Yeah, and I have to figure out, what I'm doing myself. But right now, I'm just going, with the flow. I'm not necessarily looking at somebody and being like, well, how much you got? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying? I feel like that just blocks out so many other things if I'm just focused on money. But, at the same time, I would be more concerned if, he, will be available, if we'll actually have time to talk to each other. I think that's so important, with two people, whether you're married or not, engaged or dating, that you actually communicate with each other. Unfortunately, you may not be able to, be in person, 24/7, because you both have, things. You both have lives and goals and dreams that you're pursuing. So you may have to talk to them like I'm talking to you guys. This might be your only way, once in a while, video chats and texting and on the phone and all that stuff. And if that's what you have to do until you see each other again, then I feel like that's what y'all need to do, as long as y'all still communicating. But I'm one of those people that I like to hold somebody. I like to, all that. Y'all know how. I know how I am. I just like that affectionate part of it. For me, I couldn't just constantly, talk to someone I love this way. Even outside of a relationship, just anyone, friends and family. I like to actually, hug people and all that stuff. Jamal, so let me say this. When I was single, the biggest fear I had was, is she interested in me or the money? Yeah, I hear quite a bit of men who say that, especially obviously famous celebrity men. When they start to make more money, and it's obvious that they're making more money, that is a real fear, and it's actually a fear amongst women as well. Is this person coming around me because he sees that I have these things? Is he trying to get in? Is he trying to get some type of connection? Especially like with me being entertainment. Is he trying to get some type of music connection or a rap deal, or something? you never know. Even though I don't really think I've come across that yet, but